Hey guys, welcome back to Chronicles of a Therapist. I am Cassandra Shepard and welcome to my space. And today I wanted to talk about something that I've kind of come across. As a therapist, I see this more than probably in my personal life, but it's amazing listening to people and hearing them struggle and not knowing what exactly they're struggling with. And so I wanted to talk about sabotage and how easily it is for you to sabotage your life. I think that sometimes people don't even realize to the extent of how sabotage looks. And I think when you think about that concept, you think about somebody doing it to you, like somebody, an outside source, person, place, thing doing it to you. But more recently, I have actually found that people are literally sabotaging their own life. And I got to pull up my notes. That looks like lack of intense feelings of joy, and not just lack of intense feelings of joy, but knowing how to manage it. These are the people who are scared of happiness or are scared of good things happening. Like I've talked to people and they've had monumental great things happening, but then they don't know what to do with it. Or they're upset that the things that they wanted or worked towards or have been really, really looking forward to happened, and then they don't know what to do with it. So those intense feelings of joy. And unable to understand intense negative emotions. So I think people in our human state, we don't like intense emotions, good or bad. I don't believe that people understand what intense negative emotions look and feel like, because yes, you can be disgusted, you can be disappointed, but those negative feelings are like those the deep disdain, the self-hatred, people who do things that now affect their own well-being. So that's that negative, intense emotions. And because they don't understand them, they can't pull the correct coping skills. So, for instance, if I, as a person, if I am struggling and I am having, and I do have bad days. I have bad days. And for me, bad days look like being emotionally drained and I've talked about this, not having the capacity or the space to navigate all of life's happenstance. Nothing bad has happened, but you just, you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, which it wasn't until that started happening to me, it didn't make sense. But for me, something that I know that works for me is I know how to stop and pray, because that's important for me. Because for me, that now grounds me. And if nothing else, that can always remind me of my purpose and why I do love what I do. So if you can't tap into that because your negative emotions, your depression, your anxiety, your anger, your hurt is so deep, you can't pull from, okay, maybe I can think about my purpose in life. Maybe I can think about what I enjoy about life. Maybe I can think about something else to reflect, to push past your negative emotion. Because let's be real, things are going to happen. When I totaled my Jeep, I didn't think that I was going to total I didn't wake up that morning and say, you know what, I'm going to total my Jeep. No. But part of being an adult and part of living life is being able to say things happen. I can't stay stuck there. Things will happen. Like, you can plan everything out to a T. And I've been a person to do that. And they still don't go right. Things still don't go right. So we can't stay stuck in those negative emotions because they're not going how we want them to be. And more importantly, I think the people sabotage more because they don't have the examples of what perseverance looks like. They don't have examples to know what it looks like going from zero to, maybe not wealthy, but in a better place. So if you've never seen that, I talk a lot about my family and my parents, and I'm so appreciative of all that they poured. Like, I never realized some of the small things that they were doing, like how to problem solve. I didn't know that they were teaching me that as a kid. Like I had. And so as an adult, I'm finding that there are literal adults who do not know how to problem solve. And why that's important is, well, when I totaled my Jeep, problem solving said, okay, you totaled your Jeep. I'm grateful. Yay, you have insurance. So what do I need to do first? I'm in the ER. Okay, let me call my insurance company right now so we can make a plan, because that's what I'm paying y'all for, right? So because I have been instilled the ability to have problem solving, even in adversity, yes, can I take a breather? Can I take a moment? But guess what? Things still have to be done. And so when you are a person who is struggling with sabotage, and you've never seen people have problem solving, be perseverant, like have a plan, even if having a plan A, B, and C, that is definitely something Frank Shepard taught us. Like, you always have a plan, but you also have a backup plan, and sometimes a C plan, because that is a part of life. You have to problem solve. You got to be able to pick. And if nobody's ever taught you to do that and things aren't going well, then you will sabotage your life. Things will go wrong for you. And so I would encourage people, if you are struggling with sabotaging your life and you don't even know it, you need to find different ways, one, to think differently. How do we do that? Because I know that's what everybody thinks. Well, how are you going to tell me to think differently? Well, first of all, clearly the people around you, if they're allowing you to sabotage, like if you literally are sabotaging your life, I know people who will just stop working. Yes, you might be going through depression, but unless you have like a pension or, you got some money stacked away, you might need to have a plan B. I am all for, if your job is completely destroying your mental health and causing you so much emotional pain, please leave. If it's completely affecting your well-being, nothing is that important. I don't care. Nothing is that important. Get out of it. But if it's not that detrimental, then you need to have an alternate plan. So sabotage is, well, I don't like my boss. I don't like how he's looking at me, so I'm just going to quit. Okay, you're going to quit. You ain't got no resume made. You ain't been to no networking. You just want to quit. So you want to get evicted. You want your car to get repoed. And you can't then complain about the repercussions of you not working through what is a problem solving. Okay, your boss doesn't like you. Have you said something to your boss? And if you don't feel comfortable, that is why HR. Now, granted, we all say HR this, HR that, right? But HR is really for a company to make sure that they're not doing anything illegal. So I say that, CYA, if you don't know what that means, cover your ass. If you have a job and you feel like your boss is treating you wrong or poorly, then you do go to HR. And you know why you go to HR? Because that is illegal. Not just because you're sensitive, but if you have actual evidence and you're not delusional, you're not making things up, then you should go to your HR. But please, ma'am, please, sir, know that there absolutely would be some kind of consequences going to the HR, because now HR, now you're the flagged HR, so now you can't come to work late, you can't take long breaks, because now HR sees that you have an issue. So now they're going to critique the entire existence of your work history. So that's not necessarily you sabotaging. You have to understand what is going on in your life. And sabotaging means you didn't think about this. Like I said, maybe you don't know how to problem solve. Maybe you didn't have that. So I think it's important, one, to check your surroundings. Like I said, what are your friends? Are your friends helping you sabotage your life? Like, there are sometimes people in your life who really are jealous and haters and don't like you. Like, and they are a wolf in sheep's clothing. And it wasn't until I became an adult that I realized that really is a thing. Like, you hear people say stuff like that, but the reason why some people are like that is because they have their own hurt and pain. And if you are not surrounding yourself with people who have your best interests, I've talked about that before, then you might need to get some new friends. So first of all, check your circle. Check your circle. If you feel like you are sabotaging, or you just feel like things are going really, really poorly, maybe you don't think that you personally are sabotaging, even though your actions are very much sabotage. Maybe you don't realize that that's what's going on. So you need to self-reflect. You need to definitely take some time and sit with yourself, because that's how you're gonna know. Like, I encourage people who are in a place where they don't know what the hell is going on in their life. You might need to literally sit and write everything down. And the reason I say that is because now that gives you a different lens. Because let's be real, if we just live in our head, sometimes just living in our head is not the best. Because when you live in your head, even those of us who have great coping strategies, have great self-talk, sometimes you can talk yourself in and out of stuff that you're not supposed to. So you might need to just sit and write some stuff down. You might need to sit and write why you feel like things are going bad, why you feel like this friend seems like they aren't support. Write that stuff down, because if you write it down, you can go back and look at it and say, oh, then you can say, oh, I did cuss that friend out. Well, maybe that's why they're not a good friend to you. Because if you cuss your friend out often, are they really your friend? The next and most important thing, if you feel like you're sabotaging your life, is make a plan. Make a plan of what it is that you want for your life. Goal setting as an adult is so important. And there's short-term and there's long-term goals. You might need to literally do 30, 60, 90 days, a year and a half, 2 years, 4 years. And it sounds taxing, but sometimes when you don't know what's going on with your life, your best plan of attack is to sit down and write what it is that you want. Because you can't say, I want to be a millionaire in 90 days. Okay. Setting a goal also means, well, what is your steps to get to this goal? If you want to be a millionaire and you're not working, how do we want to be a millionaire? And just saying, oh, I'm going to just do content, that's still a job. That still requires you to do something. That still requires you to know how to edit and post and gather ideas. So no. So I'm absolutely not saying that you can't, but understand that you need a plan. So make sure you set your goals and you have an understanding of what those look like. And sometimes you have to make goals that are uncomfortable. And you know why? Because if you make uncomfortable goals, you're going to have to do something different, because clearly what you're doing now is not working. So when I told myself I wanted to be able to save and pay stuff down, that meant stop going on Amazon. Stop clearing your Amazon cart and buying stuff that's been in your Amazon cart, and then you don't realize, oh, why did I buy this? Well, because you put it in your cart 6 months ago when you were being impulsive, right? So make a plan and stick with it. Like I said, if you feel like you are unable to accomplish your goals, then you need to figure out how to do so. You might need to take a class. Maybe you don't know how to do financial planning. Maybe you should find a class. Maybe you need to work on parenting skills. Maybe you need to find a class or a master class, or do some research on YouTube, or read a book, or listen to a book. Maybe you don't want to read a book. Listen to a book. Find a way to identify these goals. Because like I said, if I want to be a millionaire, one, do I know somebody who's a millionaire? Because if so, we need to talk. I need to know the first step of being a millionaire. I'm just not going to be like, how to be a millionaire, and I'm just going to wish, I'm going to win the lottery. Yes, all of us want to win the lottery, but let's be real. How many people do you know that's actually won the Mega Millions? I'll wait. Exactly. So surround yourself with people who can get you out of that rut so you can stop sabotaging your life. That's super, super important. Make your goals and sit with yourself. So hopefully that helps, guys. Thank you for listening. If you would like to contact me and link with me on Instagram, you can do so at cnshep_chronicles. And if you have not, please subscribe to the channel. And lastly, don't forget to allow your passion to propel your purpose. Catch you next time, guys.